the window's open so I can hear the birds, and you may hear neighbor children outside. There's a doggy. All right, it is episode 2 and I have things to share. I finished a thing. I know. I'm proud of me too. I actually finished 2 things. I started something else, made progress on another, and have a plan of attack for the stuff that remains. So let's get started. First up is one of my finished things, and that is sweater number 18. Puffy. This is from My Favorite Things Knitwear. Let me tell you the yarn I used. I started this back in February. Yes, I did. And then I didn't knit for a month and a half. She's very concerned about it, as you can see. And she's leaving me. And then I did finish it. And we're all happy now. So the dark gray yarn, the body, well, yeah, the main yarn is left over from a project that I frogged because I wasn't feeling that design in this color. It just wasn't working. So it's Peyton's Classic Wool Worsted in the color dark gray mix. It's that. Okay. So this is, 100% pure wool combined with the Aloft lace weight from Knit Picks in the color Plover. Okay, so we've got a dark gray and a light gray mixed together. And that made this. Got the nice marling on there, and I love it so much. It is very warm. Yes, we are at the beginning of May. Mother's Day is this weekend, and I am wearing it because, yeah, even though the high is mid-60s, I'm always cold. So I'm wearing my sweater, and it is warm, and I love it. I did the sleeves a little extra long because I like my hands covered because I'm cold. I did not add any extra length to the body of the sweater. And I did the size medium, I believe. One second. Yes, I did the size medium. I used the suggested needle size. That's what I did. I started it February 28th. Finally finished it on May 2nd because I didn't knit for a month and a half. But I am proud of it. And I love it, and it is beautiful, and it is a classic. It's going to be a classic piece that I'm going to wear forever and always. So that's the first thing that I finished. The next thing that I finished was Hufflepuff. I have both Hufflepuff socks done now. It took me 10 minutes to finish the toe on the second sock. That's it. 10 minutes for the last 4 rows. Yeah. So all of my Harry Potter socks are complete. It is the pattern in this book. The first Harry Potter knitting book. And I used the suggested yarn. I used the suggested needle size. And the socks are a one size fits most pattern. It's the Show Your House Colors Quidditch socks. The yarn is the Cascade Heritage, the fingering weight. And I made all 4 houses because how can you not? In order to ensure that I did not get stuck with only one sock, and not do the second one, with second sock syndrome, I made 1 sock for each house first. And then I was motivated to finish the second sock. of everything else. So it used a US 2 or a 2.75 millimeter. I first started off with double pointed needles. I don't like double pointed needles for socks. It's fiddly and I don't like it. And then I did magic loop, but because of the color work on it, I didn't like how it was pulling around the corners from when you turn sides. So then I got 9-inch circulars, and then I did all the socks on 9-inch circulars, except for the toe. The toe I switched to magic loop because it's just way easier. So it is like this. It is a tube with an afterthought heel and basic toe shaping. Excuse me. So yeah, it works out amazing. They all fit really well. It will fit my children, meaning my youngest child, who is 9. Yeah, that's what I can say about these. I started this project in July of 2024 with the intent to have them all done by Harry Potter's birthday. That obviously did not happen. So then this became my travel project because it's a ridiculously easy pattern to memorize. And I took this everywhere for a long time. Finished the socks steadily and then did it. So these are the 2 things that I have finished. Sweater number 18 and Hufflepuff. Now, let us do the one that I am making progress on, which is The Hobbit. Yeah, so this comes from this one right here. It's the Lord of the Rings knitting book. Okay, it has a pattern for a Hobbit and it has a pattern for Gollum. Obviously, I'm going to make Gollum when I finish the Hobbit. So this is where we left off. He had arms and he has legs. He was just headless and still naked because I haven't done the clothes yet. My progress is he has a head now. He's got a head. This is worked flat, and then you cinch up the top of the head, seam the back, stuff it, and then finish, and then attach. So pretend this is actually all done, and it goes like that. Whoop. And then of course now he's going to have a face. And then clothes. I have it written down, the colors of the separate pieces of clothing that my child wants. He wants 2 sets of clothing, and each piece is a different color. And it's going to be so cute. I will definitely show you when The Hobbit is done. I'm predicting that it will be within this next week that Hobbit will be done. The yarn, am I using suggested yarn? I don't think I am. Close to suggested yarn. Yes, this is Cascade 220. This is actually the yarn that is left over from when I did the Harry Potter dolls. So I'm using leftover yarn for that. For the body and for his hair and for some of the clothing pieces that my kid wants. Yeah, I think the only thing that is the actual color is this. I honestly think his hair is a little darker than what is intended in the pattern, but that's okay. Yeah, so somewhat of the suggested yarn using the suggested needles. This is done on double points, so beware if you start this pattern. And then I need to find teeny tiny buttons for his waistcoat and his coat because it's going to be adorable. And I think his pants have buttons too. Yep, and his pants have buttons. It's gonna be so cute. Okay, the thing that I have started is another pair of socks. because you need something to work on when you are out of the house that is travel ready. Can't work on the Hobbit when I'm out of the house because I need the book. So, bought socks. These are the basic ribbed socks from Kate Atherley. Ooh, you see it? There it is. That's it. I'm doing the foot now. I'm using leftover yarn from the Harry Potter socks. So this is the Cascade Heritage. This is the leftover yarn from Ravenclaw. It is number 5660, also known as gray. Yeah, Cascade Heritage, gray. So basic rib socks for me because I have plenty of Cascade Heritage left over. So yeah, basic rib sock. This is sock number 1. And then we'll do sock number 2. I'm doing the smallest size because of my shoe size. My shoe size is a size 7. Yeah. And I'm using the same needles that I did for the Harry Potter socks, which is a 2.75 millimeter. Yeah, so this is the current traveling thing. I have not worked on that Oreo blanket since I last talked to you. I've been doing other stuff, okay? I've been finishing things. But that doesn't have a timeline, a deadline to be finished. It's just there when I want a break from, when my brain needs a break. That's that project. So my plan of attack for things to finish is the most pressing one first, after the Hobbit that my child requested. And that is in this bag. I have a lot of tote bags, and they all have a project in them. Well, the ones that are on the pegboard back there, they all have projects in them. Some of them are waiting to be cast on. I just have the pattern and the yarn paired together. But the thing to finish is the Cozy Cocoa hood from Veronica Lindbergh, because this is for my mother, and I started it a year ago, over a year ago, and I need to finish it so I can get it to her. But it's red. I am using the suggested weight, which is a DK weight, and I am using, yes, this is in my drawer. It's the Gloss DK from Knit Picks. You get 123 yards per ball. I've already made her one in this color, which was Lilac Mist. The red is, let's see if we can figure it out. Nope, that's a candy. The red is the color Cranberry. Isn't that a beautiful red? It's not as bright as it's showing up as. It's slightly darker, but that's beautiful. And she also wants it in 2 more colors. We'll see how fast that gets done. And those are also, sticking with the Gloss DK from Knit Picks, is an ice blue Clarity. And then a nice Christmassy-ish green Everglade. Ooh, where is it? There it is. So I don't really have a plan of attack for the other 2 that she wants. Maybe we'll do it kind of like how I do sweaters, I guess. Out of order. I'll do, because how the hood is constructed, you have the top and then you pick up the stitches around the side and do the rest of the hood. So I'm thinking I will after I finish the red one, I'll do the top piece for both colors and then pick up stitches and work my way to a certain point on each one so that way I can do them in tandem. That sounds like a good plan. Then I might actually get these things done. So that's the next thing after I finish the Hobbit is these. And then I have other things. But we're not going to worry about those right now. Just the hoods. Knit night with my friends was so fun. That is when I started working on this again. I started because I had one sleeve done already. Then I was working on the second sleeve, and I finished the upper portion of the sleeve, and then I was working on the lower portion when I picked it back up. And you know, so I got a lot of the sleeve done at knit night with friends, and then finished the body. I think I finished it less than a week later after I finally picked it back up again. You know, and I'm not working on it every day because I have, you know, a life. Knit night was fun. And then we did date night. Husband and I went to go see Pride and Prejudice because it was back in theaters for the 20th anniversary. And it is just as glorious, if not more, on the big screen. That soundtrack is so good. I love it so much. And he was willing to come with me. He said that he has only ever seen it all the way through, maybe like once or twice, and has watched bits and pieces as I'm watching it. And yeah, it was really fun to watch it with him. Then I have a question about date night. If you do not end up at Home Depot at some point during date night, are you even married? Yeah, we ended up at Home Depot before the movie because we had time to kill. The movie theater that we went to is a pain to get to. That intersection is just bleh. So we left early to give ourselves enough time to get through that dumb intersection, and we went to Home Depot because it's right next door. We were using our bedroom as a guinea pig for the rest of the house to decide if we want to skim coat it or not, because it's an orange peel texture. And yeah. What have I read? Well, last I talked to you, I started Christmas Tree Farm. That one was not my favorite of that series so far. I gave that one 2 stars. That's all I'm going to say about that. I have since started and finished book 2 of that Nora Roberts haunted house in Maine. It's called The Mirror. It picks up right where book 1 leaves off at, and it was good. I liked it. A lot of people from the reviews were bored with it because they say it was just a bunch of people cooking things and nothing ghostly happens until like the last 2 chapters of the book. Like, okay, they have a real life too, but I liked it. Book 3 comes out in November, so yeah, I thought it was fun. And then I finished hold on, we're getting there. I'm pulling up Goodreads. It's slow. And then I read Good Bad Girl by Alice Feeney. Now, I also read of hers a couple years ago, Rock, Paper, Scissors. Oh, that one was fantastic. This one, again, in the same vein as that one, you don't know who's who, you don't know who you can trust or what is going on, but it was pretty good. It's a thriller, it's a mystery, there's murder. I liked it. And then I am reading the next one of that Dream Harbor romantic thing, The Strawberry Patch Pancake House. I'm having a hard time getting into it because I'm reading it at night when I'm sleepy, and then I fall asleep reading. So I'll let you know how this one goes. But that's all I've got right now. I only have one book. Is Strawberry Patch Pancake House. I don't know what's next after that. I need an audiobook. Maybe I'll actually, read Wind and Truth. Because I still need to do that. Yeah, I'm behind on my Sanderson reading. I'm very behind. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and we'll see you next in episode 3.